So welcome to Gardening at 58 North. Today I'd like to show you my succulent and cacti collection. So the main part of it is actually in this planter here. So there's a few videos I've done already about how I've made it in that and what it's made from. Basically I've made it myself out of scrap wood, and I planted it up with quite a few different types of cacti, and so far they're all doing really well. It's actually getting a little bit too congested now. You can see that there's not really much space left in this one, so I'm going to have to take out some plants to give a bit more space for my other plants. So I'll start at the left here, show you all the different ones I've got. I've got something like an aloe vera here. I've had to take that out a few times and it keeps sending up suckers because it grows so fast. So eventually I'll have to take this one out again. I don't think I'll bother putting a little baby one in again because it just grows so fast. And as you can see, the other cacti are getting quite large. I've got a nice rat's tail cactus here. It's got lovely flowers in spring. This one is a cutting, and you can see there, that's the original part just along there, and then it's grown all these extra bits out the end. So that hasn't flowered yet, but I'm hoping this spring it will flower soon. And you can see the new growth from that is nice and red. I've got two Echeverias. I've got this one here, which I bought when it was very, very small. Probably only about, about that wide, and it's grown now. It's getting quite large. And this is my biggest and oldest one here. It was already quite large when I bought it, but it's grown that bit bigger. It's quite nice because it's very white and it does have flowers. It has nice, quite tall flower spike with little orange bells that hang down from it. And when you have it in a really sunny position like this, it has a nice pink tinge to it, so it's quite a nice one. Hopefully that will last a few more years, but I know Echeverias, they don't last more than 5 or 6 years normally, they just kind of finish. So it's getting quite tall. Now let's see what happens with it as it grows taller. Here I've got a Sewago Cactus. So this is one of the biggest cactus in the world. It's just a young one at the moment, so it's not too large, but that will eventually have to come out because it's growing really big. I also have this old man's cactus here, which eventually will grow a nice white cap on it as it slowly grows, and that's growing quite large. This one I can't currently remember its name, but I think it's from South America, and it's quite a fast growing cactus and it looks quite good at the moment. It might be a time for a punty, I'm not sure, but because it has these little fleshy kind of leaves, but I expected them to fall off, but they've still survived. Then here is my prickly pear cactus. You can see it's the fastest growing out of them all. It's growing really fast. It's even got a new pad here coming, and it grows about 1 or 2 pads a year at the moment, but as it gets older it will grow even more pads. I've also got very prickly opuntia down the back here, and just about to see there, I can't remember the name of it though, and another opuntia down here, but this one's not doing very well. I think it hasn't got its roots established. I've also got a cacti here. I'd have to look up in the book, I can't remember the name at the moment of this one. We've got aloe vera here, which has grown really big. That was originally a very small cactus, a small succulent. That's growing quite fast. And I've got another aloe here, which is also opened up quite nicely and getting a nice size, so that's quite a nice looking one. I've also got this cactus, which has got the mutation where it grows flat instead of round, so it kind of grows like a coal shape. At the moment I've just attached this opuntia species and I've grafted it on, and you can see the graft there is taken. I'll do a video about my grafts later on. I'm also trying to graft on this opuntia, but I've only just put it on, so I'm not sure if it's taken yet. That one will need more time. And that graft is actually from this cactus here, and it has amazingly large flowers. It's a really nice cactus, this one. Hasn't flowered for me. This plant hasn't flowered for me yet, as it was a cutting last year, but I think it's big enough now, so it should flower this year. Moving over here, I've got a Panda Plant. That's a type of calico. It's got really furry leaves. It's quite nice. It's been quite slow growing, but I've only had it over winter, so we'll see in summer how much bigger that gets. I've also got a Texas Glory cactus here. They're the ones with the really nice big pink flowers. This one I bought last summer, and because it was the end of summer I bought it. It's been autumn and winter, so it hasn't really grown, but it's looking nice, and I've read that it flowers in spring, so I'm hoping this one will flower soon. And here's just a collection of cuttings I've got. So I've got like a mistletoe cactus here. I've got a calico. I think that might be a bit like, you know, the money plant, the kind of plant. It's not a money plant, but it's the same kind of, it's the same genus, I think. So I've also got my money plant cuttings here. My main mother plant here, which I've done a few videos about, so I won't have to tell you too much about that. And then I've got a small cactus bowl here, which I've also done a couple of videos on, so I won't tell you too much about that, but that's just a nice little collection. So that's all my cacti at the moment. I'd really like to try and get more cacti, but as you can see there's no space on in this trough at the moment, so I'll have to take some out. And to be honest, there's not any space in my flat, but I'm hopefully going to have some more later on. And so that's how the trough's looking at the moment. If you look at my old videos, you'll see it's actually grown quite a lot and the cacti are doing quite well. So that's it for now for my cacti, and I'll give you guys an update when I either get more cacti or when my current cacti start flowering or maybe start growing a bit more.